looking at us a lot.
Well, then I better get my medicine babble sheet out.
All right.
Wait, I've never needed that before.
All right, and I believe I am ready. So if everybody is ready, I believe we start with some type of captain's log.
Stardate 5354 5.4. I've been ordered to rendezvous with a Klingon ship, the Malpara, I think. For some reason, the admirals decided to convey our new tactical officer aboard a Klingon ship. I couldn't imagine why. But nonetheless, I'm sure they'll be a good officer. And I intend to give them a little leniency when they get here so they can recover from being on a Klingon ship. In Captain's log.
All right, so I actually have the first scene starting out with the captain possibly talking with the admiral about the transfer. Is how I had it starting, unless you don't want to start it that way.
That's probably a good way to start it, because I'm gonna play it as that I don't know who's coming yet.
All right, cool. Yeah, go ahead. Your line is open with the admiral, Captain.
So I've contacted the admiral.
Yes.
Hey, Admiral, I was contacting you to see if you could send me any information on the tactical officer you've posted to the Sarek.
Yes, Captain. This officer is part of the officer exchange program with the Klingon Empire. This will be a Klingon officer that will be transferred to your ship and will be made part of your crew.
There's a slight flash of like a why me look, but it becomes professional after a split second. And he gives a very low key understood.
Yes, Captain. I realize that this is probably not something you wanted given your history with the Klingons. However, this request came from Chancellor Martok himself.
Should I be honored that the Chancellor thinks that my ship is a great place to put a hand-picked officer?
I would imagine so, Captain. It's not every day the Chancellor of the Klingon Empire takes personal interest in your ship.
And I've normally been glad for that to be the circumstance. Well, thank you, Admiral. If you have nothing else.
No. That would be it. That would be all, Captain.
Starx out.
And the screen goes black.
Prax. This is a comm badge moment.
Oh. Come here, comm badge. Oh, everything got moved. All right, where's my chirp? There's my chirp.
Yes, Captain.
My ready room, please.
Everything all right, sir?
There's no reply.
Prax heads to the captain's ready room.
Right.
I'm at the science station if you need to know where we are.
Enter.
You asked, do you want to see me, Captain?
Commander, just about the worst thing that I can imagine has just happened. Our tactical officer is a Klingon who is active in the Klingon Defense Force. It's a crew transfer training program. I'm gonna need you to handle the adjustment period for this officer so that I don't embarrass the Federation.
Understood, Captain. Given your history with the Klingons, I'll be more than happy to do this for you. Is there anything else?
No, Commander, just next time we see someone we're shooting at, just imagine in 20 years that they're going to be your chief tactical officer. Maybe in 20 years we can have a conversation about what that feels like.
Understood, sir. Am I dismissed?
I start looking over some things on my desk, and there's a slight damn it, and he's like, yes, can you send in the doctor?
Okay, sir. I will. He's currently on the bridge. I will go fetch him for you. And Prax leaves the room. Dr. Morganth, the captain would like to see you. And I don't think he's in a good mood. So be gentle.
I'm going to walk to the door of the ready room, and before I hit the button, I want to make sure that what she was saying is true. He is not in a good mood, is he? Captain?
You mean Commander?
No.
He's
I'm
trying
doing
to.
it past.
Yeah, he's trying to read your
okay.
emotions.
I sense that he's actively looking at me, and he gets a get in the goddamn office now kind of feel.
I don't even chirp. I just hit the open button and walk in. Yes, Captain.
He slides a pad across the table in front of the chair in front of his desk, and he goes, care to explain?
I mean, my transfer happened in kind of a hurry. My wife is expecting. I was hoping she'd be on the ship, but if it's a problem, I'm sure the doctor on the Miramar can take care of her. It's fine.
This is not a captain, lieutenant commander matter. This is a Star X Morganth matter.
Okay. Well then, dropping formalities to a point. Was there something wrong with the request?
There's something wrong with not asking the family.
Yeah, when they get angry at you for deciding to stay with your chosen career path, what they request, other than the favor they called in for me from me during your court martial, and then my transfer to the Sarek. I haven't spoken to any of them in years since I got my eyes. So asking permission wasn't exactly up there. I apologize. And if you would like me to make a written apology to every member of the family, I will. But at the time, it didn't seem relevant. She saved my life. What can you do? Feelings happen. Plus, the family wouldn't have agreed.
It doesn't matter if they would have agreed or not. It's their decision.
Maybe for a member of the main house. For yes. While the Starx family does like to keep our family's Betazoid in fullness. You do know we have a couple of cousins that aren't full Betazoids, right? In some of the other families. I mean, out in the satellites, it's not the same. Yes, we have to ask permission, but at the same time, it doesn't affect us as much. Now, if you're asking if I've talked to any of them since then, the answer is no. I haven't. Except when you're court-martialed.
I don't know if I can help you back into the family after this. You might be out permanently.
Well, it's a good thing that my wife has a big family. But I will continue to be your doctor to the best of my abilities until such times as I am requested to leave. And we are still family, regardless of whether or not status has anything to do with it. Genetically, we are still family, and that counts to me. So, I would appreciate it if you accepted. I understand why you wouldn't.
Well, there's a difference between between the heir to a household and the captain of a starship. I have no reason or interest in denying this. And he pulls the pad back over and hits a little key to sign off.
Thank you, Captain. I will send word to the captain of the Miramar when I can. Maybe see if they're in the area.
You're dismissed.
Yes, sir. And the doctor turns and goes back to the science station.
And Prax is going to get a small written message to the command chair's console to handle rendezvousing with the Klingon vessel and to not bother Starx until that happens.
She just replies understood on the keypad. Ensign Calum, set a course 391 Mark 241 Warp Factor 6.
Aye, sir.
So, Doctor, I have to ask, is this a bad time to ask for 2 weeks off with the captain? Judging by your scowl face?
I mean, I'd give it a couple of days. Yeah, I'd give it a few days. And then he goes to the station and starts typing up to ask the captain of the Miramar about, transferring the family over.
What family member?
My wife, sir.
Oh, I didn't know you were married. Congratulations, I guess.
Yeah, well, that's one congratulations today. But yeah, we've been married for a few years. She's on the Miramar right now. So, anyway.
So yeah, we're on our way to the rendezvous point.
All right, cool. I'll warp you guys in time a wee bit. And I'll take the
held,
liberty.
Commander.
I'll take the liberty.
Dropping us out of warp, thank you. I have the... What was the name of the ship? Sorry.
Melbara.
The IKS Malpara on visual, and they're hailing us, Commander.
On screen.
And on screen, you see kind of a burly-looking Klingon captain. Are you the Sarek?
Yes, I am Commander Azrael Prax of the Federation starship, the USS Sarek. I believe you have a passenger for us.
Good. She is your problem now. Prepare to receive your officer. And the transmission is cut.
So yeah, Prax's eyes is kind of get bigger. Like, oh. Doctor,
And that would be the beam over.
Onto the bridge, I assume.
Why not?
Like that.
For effect.
Shouldn't that set off an alarm?
That would set off an alarm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just saving budget.
Not if you're expecting it. Cool. So, is that to Carrick? I believe you could go ahead and describe your character because you are now on the ship.
It's kind of early to lose him.
Yep, my fault. I had muted myself. So I walk off the pad, slightly uncomfortable and walking stiff because she has this whole kind of get up on. Oh shoot! Why is it not pasting? Anyway, it's a cape, a Klingon cape in the warrior outfit. Not something she typically wears at all, but she's looking around to try to judge your reactions. And she approaches what appears to be, in her mind, the senior officer, and she says, "Kapla, sir."
So I'm just gonna fast forward that my character went down to the transporter room to greet the.
I said they were beamed to the bridge, so
Yep.
I think you're okay here.
Yeah. Okay. Greetings. I am
Uh,
the first off.
No, go ahead.
I am the first officer of the Sarek. My name is Commander Israel Prax, and you are?
Jacholin no to Carrick. If people catch that at all, that's actually not Klingon. She's speaking Bajoran there, and she's looking for a reaction. If people
Definitely
know
gets
Bajoran.
from Ensign Calum, who is Bajoran.
Yes, so she would say lieutenant. Yeah, so yeah, Cholen no Lieutenant to Carrick. Reporting for duty, sir.
I see. I believe you are our new Chief of Security Officer. If you would follow me, I will get you assigned to your quarters, if you like.
As
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead and finish what you were gonna say.
She says Joy, which is also Bajoran.
The captain's gonna walk out onto the bridge and look around for a second. Commander,
Yes.
I would remind you we have regulations on the bridge about uniforms and uniform standards. I would see those enforced.
Understood, sir.
And then I'm gonna go take the center chair and not say anything else. And the whole time there's a very cool. I mean, Prax and the doctor may feels a slight displeasure, but everyone else is gonna get the captain as business as usual.
That's pretty much the same thing you're getting off the doctor, so it's fine.
You would also, the Bajoran in the room would also notice that she has a very simplified, but still a version of the Bajoran earring, which might just look kind of Klingon-y to an average person, but a Bajoran would know what it is. And so she would follow them to her quarters. She gives the room a nod, and you know, says "good day," and then leaves.
The captain gets in his mind, so I guess mine wasn't the first bad news you heard today.
And you get a back, not even the worst.
And nothing else. The audience would see it as the doctor going,
So as Prax is escorting the Clark to her quarters, she'll go. So I do need to remind you, while you're serving aboard this vessel, you will need to get with the quartermaster and get yourself a Starfleet uniform. You will not any Klingon or other weapons not Federation of origin cannot be used or brought aboard the bridge of the vessel.
Understood. Do I have to make an appointment with a tailor,
No,
or do
I'm
you
sure
have replicators?
there are replicators aboard this vessel.
And she's just kind of giving him like a blank stare, waiting for what he has to say
Prax,
next. Like she's not giving
Prax
him
is a woman.
anything.
Prax is
Prax
a
is
Oh,
woman.
female.
okay. So she's not giving her anything. It's like one stare coming right back. Each one kind of looking at each other. She's giving her no, it's like a poker face.
Yeah, she just raises the eyebrow like, I believe these are your quarters. If you need anything else, don't hesitate to contact me.
And when do I report for duty, sir?
As soon as you're outfit with the appropriate attire. Your duty shift is currently on Alpha Shift, and you will be assigned to Alpha Shift.
Understood. And then she kind of stiffens up and puts her hands behind her back, as if to model the Starfleet officers that she watched in the transporter room. And she kind of gives her boot a little click as she straightens up.
So, yeah, Prax extends her hand out, like, welcome aboard the Sarek. And a gesture for
Uh,
a typical human handshake.
she relaxes a bit, and then she shakes your hand. She gives you a very firm handshake. Thank you. It should be an interesting experience. Probably
Indeed,
for
it
both
shall.
of us. She actually gives her a little bit of a smile, before uh, straightening back up and saying, "Is that all, sir?"
That'll be it. I will be on the bridge if you need anything.
Excellent, understood. And then she's gonna quickly go into her quarters, shut the door behind her, and throw off the ridiculous cape and peel off the armor, which she typically does not wear the full, Klingon like official armor and suit and everything. So she throws it off, and is like, "Ugh, glad that's over." And then she taps on the communicator, and then forgets that she's not on the Klingon ship anymore, and takes it off and looks for a console to make an appointment with the quartermaster.
Prax will be heading back to the bridge.
I hope Ed isn't talking because he's muted.
I was son of a bitch. Yeah. So we'll warp back to Prax on the bridge with the doors opening, which I guess they already did.
Yep.
Captain, our new officer is getting situated.
Understood, Commander. I may have seen a report on my desk about Altera complaining about some engineering problem. Could you go over the department heads and make sure everything's fine.
I will head down to engineering right away.
There's probably not actually anything going on. That's just shop talk. Doctor, do you have anything interesting on scopes?
As soon as they beamed on our new passenger, they warped away immediately. So that's troubling. Actually, it was relieving, but it's neither here nor there.
Do we have any planets? Do we have any stars?
Hold on. Let me see what I can see. No, sir. Just open space. It's just open space, Captain.
Well, send the coordinates for something Starfleet is deemed that we could look into, and send those to Calum. Any random thing on the list.
Okay. I'm gonna go to the notice board of the Federation. Pick up a quest.
Cool. I mean, you find something. I mean, you find like maybe we should explore this area type deals.
Yes, and I relay that to the captain and Calum, and yes, it's time to go.
Take it at an average speed, Calum. No need to push the engines. We're not anywhere in a hurry.
Aye, sir. Warp 5.
Engage.
All right, and with that, I believe we had an engineering deal. Or did I hear that wrong?
Vegas.
You heard it right, but I don't think it's a deal.
Okay, cool. Because I think I want to speed up time with everyone back at their stations. Probably toward the end of the duty shift, as the new tactical officer comes on the bridge in the full Starfleet garb.
Yes. So as she enters, she does the Picard maneuver and straightens the uniform. She was expecting it to be more silly, not being that familiar with the Federation, and not exactly sure, if the people she has seen that have been Federation members are, is what it's like throughout the whole fleet, and is surprised that the uniforms are pretty basic and utilitarian, which she appreciates over the kind of ridiculousness of the Klingon aesthetic. Um, and she salutes as she comes on board, and she says, "Reporting for duty."
The captain is not answering. He just gives a slight look over to Prax.
Just
Yeah,
so you're
she's
aware,
Take your station.
Our captain is a petulant child.
and she's going to take a step forward and then stop, and she's going to say, "Which station is mine?"
That would be the tactical station.
Well, I
think
guess
it's
I
the
will.
one next to mine. No, it's the round back.
Thank
It's
you.
right behind the captain.
Yeah, because I'm
she
next to you, Calum.
So
Sorry.
if you say that out loud, she's gonna thank you, and then give a nod towards the captain and take the station that was pointed out.
Yep. And you do get a "you're welcome." It may be inaudible, but you do get one.
So she's gonna jump on the station, and I guess attempt to log in.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna send you something via message. So when you're at your station and I have some information for you, I'm gonna send it via a message, and
Excellent.
this way you could read it and kind of role play it out.
Okay, in Discord.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah. All the voice stuff's in Discord.
Yep. Excellent. Did she hear? Okay, so when I got up on onto the bridge, is anybody at alert or anything, or does everybody just kind of seem relaxed?
Just relax, business as usual. It's toward the end of the shift, so they're all kind of like ready to get off duty.
Okay.
The doctor
She
does stiffen up a little.
she's gonna say in a very like kind of nonchalant tone, would a Romulan ship on an intercept course be worthy of your attention, Captain?
He just looks at her for a second, like, why would you joke like that? And then, like, based on her facial reaction to that, like,
Yeah,
like
she's
it,
giving him a deadpan. Like she's just waiting for him to say yes or no.
red alert, Caleb, bring us to bearing 183.5.
Weapons are charging on the Romulan ship. Shields up.
Hail them.
Okay. And
Hold on.
They're firing torpedoes full spread. So shields are gonna go up. I'm not waiting for him to say yes. And permission to return fire.
Doctor, scan for weakness. Is that what we want to do?
yes.
Yeah, let's scan for weakness.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. I sent one more thing.
Oh. Ship is gone, sir. It's disappeared from the sensors, but this is interesting. So have the torpedoes. I would doubt they would have both a cloaked ship and cloaked torpedoes.
Commander, have you heard any reports from Starfleet Tactical about cloaking torpedoes?
No, sir, and it would make no sense for any government to cloak torpedoes. I believe the Romulans use a plasma torpedo, which would be impossible.
He motions to the commander to follow him, and the captain walks to the tactical station to review what the sensors are showing. Is it
Oh, go ahead.
Is it some kind of? Was it some kind of projected torpedo, like a holographic torpedo?
Checking now. She's going to attempt to track this ship to see if it's leaving any sort of wake or eddy to indicate that it's a real ship that can be tracked, as opposed to merely an illusion. So,
All right, hold on. I just gotta type one thing up.
okay.
That should answer that.
Okay. There's no trace of a physical ship. Interesting. Should I check for photonic resonances? Perhaps a hologram might leave a trace as well.
The captain starting to look at you like you caused this problem. Like this is not a real problem. Suggestions, Commander?
I suggest a full sensor sweep of the area. There could be anything, or it could be an unknown presence out there that's wreaking havoc with our sensors.
Doc?
Yes, sir.
I need you to do a high intensity scan of the area. Look for any anomalies.
Yes, sir. What am I rolling? Or am I rolling? I have nothing, Captain. There's nothing out there.
Commander, can you help him refine his search to your specific idea?
Sure.
What rank
ahead.
is?
Actually, I put lieutenant. I think lieutenant makes much more sense for her. Originally on the sheet I put commander, but I think lieutenant makes more sense.
Okay. Then that was definitely directed at Prax.
Okay. Never mind then.
I suggest we run a level 1 diagnostic on the ship's sensors.
The captain's just motioning towards Morgant.
I get on it.
All right. Reason plus engineering difficulty 1.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Do we need the engineer, Doctor?
I have it, Captain.
Yeah, he technically got it.
Be careful, I know Altair wouldn't want you messing around in there too much.
Believe me, I don't want to take his job. Machines make no sense to me.
All right, Doc, I did send you something.
Okay.
Engineering to bridge. Is everything okay up there?
Chief, I seem to be reading a problem in a power relay, section J29, subsection 3. Are you doing any
Acknowledge.
maintenance there?
Not at this time. I'll send a damage control team to see what's going on.
Chief,
Thank you, Chief.
Chief, can you look at this one yourself for me?
Aye, Captain. Right away.
I think it might be appropriate to secure to yellow alert, Commander. And it's more of a a question than a command.
Oh, okay.
Seems most prudent, sir.
Make it so.
Set condition yellow throughout the ship.
All right, and I think we're actually going to head down to the chief.
All right, Tib, you're with me. Let's go. Get your kit. Time to see what broke on this damn tub.
All right, Chief. When you get to section J29, subsection 3, you find that the area around the power, the damaged power, that the area, the actual area around the power relays was damaged. It almost looks as if someone beat on the walls and eventually ripped open the section to cut the power relays. And and as you inspect the lines, you notice that they were cut with a clean cut.
I take out my holographic imager and start taking pictures of it and start instructing Tib to see if he can determine what kind of tool might have made that cut.
Since we're probably going to use a crew support, does someone want to play Tib?
I don't see why I can't.
All right, I will let Tib. What is Tib? I will let him see if he can figure this out with a insight and security check. We'll make the difficulty 3.
We don't
this-
have it, momentum, do we?
And this will be no, you don't. And this will be a crew support spend.
Well, in that case, Ed, I am giving you a threat, so I can roll 3 dice.
That works for me.
Does Tib have bold engineering?
I doubt it. But I was security anyway.
Yeah, and no, he doesn't have anything to re-roll it. He doesn't have any talents right now.
I'm gonna bank the threat for now. So I was trying to think of a complication, but I think I'll keep it at the moment. If he didn't know better, he would say it looks like it was just frayed from overuse.
Well, all right, Tib. I've logged the images into the main computer. Head down to engineering, see if you can. This doesn't. It seems like too much damage for a fray, though. But yeah, head down to engineering, get a closer look on the holographic imagers. I'll keep at this.
All right, and then just to repair it, it's control engineering difficulty 1. It's
Control engineering?
Yep, it's a simple replacing of the line.
EPS focus?
Yeah. I think that one I will create a complication.
We're about to need the doctor.
Yeah, we'll roll that.
The doctor's in.
All right, Chief Altera, you are able to replace it, but just as you're about to shunt power through it, you kind of get yourself electrocuted, and you're going to take 4 stress.
God damn, that hurt. Oh my God. With my other hand,
Can Tib still?
I scan.
Tib was sent back to engineering.
How? Okay, I take my tricorder out gingerly and scan to make sure that the power's if it's working or not.
Yeah, you made the repair. You just you forgot a safety. Is essentially what you did. You're trying to rush your work, Doc, or trying to rush your work, Chief.
He didn't perform the proper lockout procedures.
I tap my badge gingerly.
Yep, let me get my chirp. Back to the chirp. There we go.
Chief Altera to Medbay. I'm on my way to you. I have a bad electrical burn.
Nurse
I start
Reaver would respond very well. See you when you get here, Chief.
As I start walking toward Medbay, I'll tap my badge again. Chief Altera to the bridge.
Captain here.
Well, it looks like some type of fray in that power system caused a short. I was able to patch it up and stuff, but I got myself a mighty burn. Nothing to do with the damage, just my own damn laziness. Sorry, Captain. But I'm on my way to Medbay now to get that fixed. I'll have Tib shoot you a report on more details once we know more.
Understood, Chief. And I cut the mic and I look at the doctor and I go, please go take care of this.
Very well, Captain. And I kind of motion for the next science officer to kind of get in and move my spot while I go down to Medbay.
And one takes your spot.
Yep. My white coat bustling in the wind.
Carrick raises an eyebrow at hearing about the hurt crewman and kind of tracks you with her eyes as she leaves, but doesn't say anything.
Do I feel like I've been being watched? That's me asking Ed. I mean, would I feel that? Him watching me walk out?
Probably. I mean, you're empathic, so.
Okay.
You could, if you're empathic, you could definitely feel off of her like a huh. Like a does that happen every day sort of thing.
Oh, he just kind of smirks and continues into the turbo lift. And goes down to the med bay.
All right, we'll go ahead and head to the med bay. And Doc, you see the chief there with Nurse Reaver, is it?
Yeah.
And she's just finishing up her scans.
Jeez.
And she just reports it looks like second-degree burns.
At least they're not plasma burns. Electrical burns aren't so bad. And I kind of take the regenerator, the dermal regenerator, and start going over her hands. Could be worse.
Yeah, I figured it was electrical once I closed up the panel. Oh, it still stings, though.
Yeah, it's gonna be tender for a little while. Just don't move. It's gonna tingle a bit. Just sit still. And,
Haven't had one of these in years. Ow. Well, not from repair, anyway.
Well, whole bunch of weird is going on right now, so that's cool.
Oh? What's going on now? We getting court-martialed again?
No. It's more ships appearing and disappearing. I think it has a lot to do with the sensors, is why we can't pick them up, but our new tactical officer thinks that there were Romulans outside, but we can't seem to find them.
Have you checked for photonic particles? Maybe some sort of hologram?
We were trying to do that when the power failed.
Oh.
Yes.
All right, so just to do the repair, it's going to be control medicine, difficulty 0.
Yeah.
Give you guys an opportunity to get some momentum.
All 20s.
Sorry, Chief, you lost your hand.
You now look like a walrus.
In Hell's mouth.
Cool. Yep, you just kind of wave a dermal regenerator over the Chief's hand and heals the 2nd-degree burns, and you guys bank 2 momentum.
How about next time, take your time?
Still working on it. Sorry, Doctor, go ahead.
Patience will keep you alive more than I will, I guarantee you.
Well, the kind of workload that's on this ship, on this old thing, there's not a whole lot of time anymore. But I'll take your medical advice, since it isn't technically something I have to follow, so smile.
I can make it in order, Chief. I do
In
outrank
writing,
you.
please. That way I don't get in trouble.
All right. And I go over and get a pad and type all that out and hand it to him, and then send her back to work.
See ya, Doctor.
See ya. Try not to get electrocuted again.
Next time I'll try getting stabbed.
Cool. All right, is there anything else you guys wanted to do on the bridge before we move on?
No, I think it's fine. I would just be kind of
wanted
fiddling
to
with the sensors.
check to see if there wasn't like a simulation program being run in the background.
There was not.
Would I be able to tell if there was any sort of tampering with the computer system? Like if someone had inserted that or relayed that into the system as opposed to originating from the sensors outside?
Right. You check for it, but you don't find anything out of the ordinary.
Okay.
So it looks like the sensors picked everything up, and then all of a sudden they disappeared. And you guys are kind of leaning toward the power relay losing power might have caused it. Like that's kind of like that's kind of like what all the engineering people are kind of leaning toward, is that the loss of power from the power relay blowing caused the sensor glitch.
And the glitch would be the image, not the disappearance.
Correct.
Yes. Okay.
If it was the image and not the disappearance, I think we'd be dead.
Well, that's the thought, eh? Unless the cloaked torpedoes just went through us.
Commander, why don't you log a possible unconfirmed Romulan sighting just for my pleasure, and maybe assign Altair to take it apart and look at it in more detail sometime, and you can secure us from yellow alert.
Aye, Captain.
And right as the commander's doing that, the beta shift crew enters the bridge. Right? It would go alpha, beta, then gamma. Yep. Cool.
Assuming a 4-shift rotation, but yeah.
Whichever.
Yeah.
Whichever. However you got this set up. The next shift is here.
Just one shift. We never sleep.
I walk over to the commander. I had the chef put something up from one of my favorites. Since it's the end of shift, does some of y'all want to get dinner in the captain's mess?
Is the captain saying that
That
to?
was out loud and not entirely directed at the commander.
I mean, the doctor would, but he's not there. He's still in sick bay. Unless I had come back up. Probably had come back up.
Well, if you meet
Uh,
us in the
Carrick would look around and like with kind of like the Spock eyebrow, and if she sees that this is something directed at the crew, she would take him up on it. She would say, "Sure. How about it?"
Captain, I'd love to join you.
and without after hearing Morgant say that, he says, "Good man," and does like anyone else can follow him, but he's not waiting for any other responses, and he starts chatting with Morgant as he walks towards the captain's mess.
Yay, I'm a scapegoat.
So she's going to follow closely but silently as he leads, or as they lead, I should say.
The captain's gonna talk to the doctor's mind and say, "I have a feeling we're being followed. It's like a predator."
Yeah. It's kind of eerie. Felt it once before. Didn't end well. But yeah. Oh, and just to Carrick's sake, the doctor, there is no way you can tell he's Beta Z or Betazoid. He has pupils, he has irises, only because he has cybernetic eyes.
Right.
Yeah.
The captain
She
definitely
probably
does. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I probably wouldn't know what a Beta Z is anyway. She's not a very. She's a well experienced, but probably not a very well traveled person.
Okay. And then basically, as we're walking to the captain's mess, I inform him about Altera's little boo-boo accident.
Do you inform him? Do you inform him about the reduced hours or the reduced workload?
No. I explained to him that I told the chief to slow down. Not reduce their workload, just slow down and take their time. The next time she messes up, it could kill her. There's nothing I can do to bring back the dead. She needs to slow down a little bit.
You definitely feel that the captain is not pleased at that, but he can't audibly or even in mind say that he's ordering a junior officer or an enlisted person to like work more than they're supposed to. But you definitely get the feeling he wants to do that. And he's kind of ticked a little that you gave the reduced load to Altair. Like you're making his ship slightly more inefficient, kind of feeling.
Yeah? Well, if she's dead, she's of no help to anybody. Sensing your irritation. She can't help anybody if she's dead.
So, is this being said like loud enough for?
Yes.
Oh, did I miss him?
This
Okay.
is no, this is entirely in the minds of Morgant and Starix because we're Beta Zeds and.
Oh no!
Okay.
This one I'm actually saying audibly, so it's not an uncomfortable silence because Morganth can't stand those.
Okay.
Well, so the crew stuff is completely audible.
Nothing Sarek said was.
That's fine. The doctor just looks like he's talking to himself.
That might be awkward for Takar.
I don't know. Let's ask her.
Yeah, well, she would just be kind of taking it all in. I mean, she's never spent a whole lot of time around a mostly human crew. Most of the time she's been around Bajorans and Klingons, and so she's not sure of your guys' habits. So she's just watching.
And it's so
She's
funny
paying
because
attention.
you have yet to meet a human.
Yes.
You've yet to meet a human. Let's see, you've met a Trill, a Bajoran, 2 Betazoids. Yeah.
Yeah, and
You
she would
haven't
have
met
thought they
Altari
were.
yet.
Yeah, she would have thought they were all human and a Bajoran. She wouldn't have known the difference.
Huh?
Maybe she would have saw the spotting on the Trill, but
Who else is with us though? I hope it's just not me and the captain, because this is gonna get awkward real quick.
So right now it's just you three that are walking this hallway. Do the captain's best.
The question is Altair and the ensign, I think.
Well, the ensign is headed to wherever the fighter is being built and heading to work on.
Yep. Yeah, so the ensign went to the fighter, Prax went to her quarters, and the chief is going for prayers. Or yeah, I would say that.
Okay. So, yep, it's just us. Let's go to dinner.
So as soon as we arrive, you'll see the laid out meal already, and Starix is gonna start going into like a almost like a trained like aristocratic mode from earlier days, like talking to you about the wine in depth and the age and the vintage and the tree and the vine it came from and this particular part of Beta Z, and he's
At this point, the doctor has tuned him out because he's heard all this before.
Takaric nods, not really knowing half of what he's talking about, but is trying to give body language like she's paying attention.
But I guess the doctor'd be the one to speak up and be like, "So, tell us about yourself, Takaric."
What information do you request?
Well, I know I'm going to have to give you a psyche val eventually. I did read your file, but tell us about you as a person. We already have preconceived notions of Klingons. I mean, we understand that people are different. We just want to know how you are. That's all.
A smirk crosses her face, and she, kind of leans back in the chair, relaxing a little bit in a confident position, less formal than she was. Well, I served in the Dominion War. I was a colonist in the neutral zone, or the demilitarized zone, before Cardassia took it. And now I have come from the Klingon Defense Forces to experience this situation. And so who I am now, a a bit of a, what is the human expression? Out of water fish?
I believe the term is fish out of water, but I understand. I understand.
So
How
where
about yourself? She quickly turns it back on the two. What about both of you? Who are you? What are you like? How do you match or not match my preconceived notions?
the captain goes, well, I also served in the Dominion War, and I've served along the Klingon border. I've also hunted a few pirates in my day.
I also served during the Dominion War on a hospital ship. I wasn't a warrior. Still am not. Just recently joined the crew myself, so.
And where were you before?
The Miramar, but that was. It was fun. Little stuffy, but it was a bigger ship. By far. So, less cramped.
Carrick turns to the captain and asks very bluntly, how did you enjoy the Klingon border?
Enjoy is not the right word. My job was to keep minor houses from attacking the Federation in hopes of glory. All your nameless houses that no one on the council cares about, trying to carve out their piece of the pie.
Interesting choice of words.
But enjoy is definitely not the word I would use.
If you could tell her emotions, you could have heard her like in her head shout, "Not mine," when you said your houses.
So he's definitely not reading your mind unless you verbally tell him that it's okay, or he asks you verbally. Then he's like, maybe your emotional state he might get once in a while, unintentionally, but he's never going to intentionally try to get your emotions or what you're thinking unless that's verbally confirmed.
Yeah, but I think what he was saying is like that not mine might have been so powerful, but that I'm pretty sure both of you guys picked it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like it would have been like a very violent reaction. Like fuck that. That's not mine.
The captain his interest is piqued, and he goes, "What is your house?"
You could say it's the house of Bajor. You could say it's the house of Martok. But the house that I originally come from, I don't know it. That's a piece of information I don't have. So I am without house. Or one may say that I am without a specific house.
Are you looking for glory to be the first of your house?
I don't know if I'm interested in building a single house over others.
It's the natural way. You might try it sometime.
Interesting coming from a human.
The doctor gets very irritated with the captain amongst that mention.
The captain goes, I'm not a human. I'm a Beta Z.
Oh, so like the Klingons, you form complicated hierarchies based on nepotism and family relationships.
They get a chuckle from the doctor.
That's vendettas.
The Beta Zeds have a nobler way. There's no violence. There's no vengeance. Only the natural order of things.
So you're saying the conflict has been compressed merely into a social and legal matter, that it's so ingrained in the social fabric that violence itself is no longer necessary to impose it?
Nothing is imposed, only accepted.
Is that your opinion or theirs?
He looks at the doctor.
And doctor,
Well-
I'm going to bail you out here.
Thank you, God.
So you guys have been kind of arguing, and a few hours have gone by through this whole conversation, and you notice that it's getting rather late. And as the doctor's about to speak with that last phrase, you guys hear singing coming from the actual mess hall. However, with it being this late, the mess hall should be closed and empty.
The captain stands up. I'm gonna have someone's head for this. And he walks to the door between the two mess halls and opens it up.
All right, 1 second. Let me get my sound effects right here. All right, as you get closer to the mess hall, you can hear the singing. However, as you enter the mess, there is nothing there. No people, no sounds, nothing.
Is
The
this
doctor is kind
something?
of peeking over the captain's shoulder.
You heard it too, Doctor.
I did. To Carrick, did you hear that?
Singing, right? That's what
Yeah.
we're talking about? Yes. It was definitely singing.
Captain to Chief Altair.
I pick up my comm badge off the floor next to me and I tap it. Go ahead, Captain.
Can you meet me in the main mess hall?
Hi, Captain.
And we'll go ahead and warp a little bit to the chief's entrance.
As I'm walking out, you see me securing my earpiece in my ear before standing at attention. Captain. Reporting.
Chief, I've got a mysterious choir somewhere in here, and I think it may be the computer malfunction. It's going to see if you can help me take a look and see if we're playing random audio files over the mess hall's outputs.
I take out my tricorder and start scanning around, seeing if anything's active or anything. If there's any weird power shorts in the nearby.
Carrick would move to assist him if nobody objected.
All right, I'll send this to you as well.
Yeah, the chief is also female.
Okay.
Valkyrie Squad, go.
It's just me, the doctor, and Caleb.
Yeah, we're the only he's.
Not seeing anything on the tricorder, Captain. But tap my comm badge. Chief, domain engineering.
Yes, Chief.
I want a scan of the mess hall logs, any sensor logs or power reading logs. See if there's any weird shorts or anything out of the ordinary.
And they'll report that back to you through your earpiece.
You see me reach up to the earpiece, and actually, for the Klingon, that's probably something that's weird. Most Starfleet people don't have little earpieces in their ear. I'm the only one aboard that seems to have it. All right. Sorry. Sorry.
And once Chief gets that result, you hear singing again in like a very low-pitched voice, but this time it is leading away from the mess hall through the far entrance of the mess hall. Like it's coming from the far entrance, but it's leading away from the mess hall.
Chief, can you see that on your? Can you see the audio waves on your tricorder?
I flick it open real quick and look down.
All right, I gotta type something. Hold on.
Do you see a boca or a pa?
No readings at this time, and no, sir. I say look at the Klingon and look at their uniform. Look back at the Klingon.
But you did hear it, right, Chief?
Oh yes, I heard it.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep this open now.
The doctor kind of slowly makes his way towards that far door.
All right, and actually, hold on. The door is going to open, and the sound you could still hear getting further and further away from you.
You know what? I'm gonna do the curious doctor thing. I'm gonna keep following the sound.
I'm gonna follow the sound too.
Because I want to know what's going on.
All right.
Sirs.
Yes, Chief.
Doctor, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Is it possible it's in our head? Like the what's it called? Telekinesis? No, that's not the word.
Telepathy?
No. Telepathy. Thank you. Is it telepathy, maybe? I wouldn't know how to scan for that.
At that suggestion, I'm gonna try to reach out and see all the minds around me and see if one of them is the source of this sound.
Not that you can make out. And since you guys were kind of following it, I'll go ahead and read this part. So you guys follow the sound, but you can never seem to catch up to it. It always seems to be the same distance away. And even as you head through the ship, you guys do notice that you tend to be moving closer to the exterior of the hull, and then it finally stops as you guys reach like a dead end right at the hull, the exterior hull.
Oh, this is disconcerting.
It's like a bloody siren, I mutter.
Yeah. And we have just ran all over this ship like crazy people. Why did it just stop?
According to the striker, there's no sound occurring. And engineering doesn't report anything on the logs either. Power system or otherwise.
If Dakara takes out her tricorder and she scans for what's happening beyond, is like beyond the hole, because that's where it led into, right? The exterior hole.
Yeah.
Okay. Can does the tricorder read anything beyond the hull? Any event? I mean, not necessarily directly related to this thing, but that is just not normal. Or
All you read is the bulkheads in front of you and space on the other side.
I have a few thoughts. Doctor, you may want to take one of us and do a full checkup. Chief, maybe a full tier 1 diagnostic we can come to. Turn off the engines.
Might I suggest he send a team to do that, or her to send a team to do that? Because if I'm going to do this, I'm going to need a control, a non-psychic and a psychic. So I'm going to need you as well, Captain.
Excuse me, doctor, but isn't regulations for this where you would have another medical professional do it to you since you might be compromised?
We'll have
We
Reaver
can
there.
have Reaver do it on all of us and coordinate the data.
Takark here is not a telepath.
Not
Captain,
that I
it's
know
entirely
of.
possible sorry. Captain, it's possible we're all compromised. Until we're cleared by medical, I don't think regulation allows us to continue until we're sure we're okay.
He's not wrong.
Okay, Doctor. You, me, and Takark will go to sick bay. Chief, I need you to start the level 1.
Master Chief to engineering.
And they respond.
Initiate a tier 1 diagnostic of all systems, please.
And
Captain's orders.
And they acknowledge and are complying.
Captain Starks to Commander Prax.
Oop, gotta get my chirpy.
Yes.
I need you to meet me in the sick bay. And have you heard any music?
No. No, I have not heard any music, Captain. I've been in my quarters since my shift ended.
Okay, meet me in sick bay.
All right, and we'll go ahead and make to sick bay.
Nurse Reaver, I'm going to need you to do comprehensive scans on the chief, the captain, myself, and Takarek here. If you would, start with neurological and work your way down, please.
And while he's being poked and prodded and all that kind of thing, he goes, Commander, if the doctor finds anything untoward, you're authorized to take command of the Sarek and make all possible haste to Narendra.
Understood, sir.
I'm going to ask you to assume the bridge. I know it's after your duty shift, but I'm not entirely comfortable leaving the second and third shift commanders to this.
Very well, sir. I will head to the bridge. Doctor, Nurse Weaver, I assume you will keep me informed?
Yes, sir. I'll let you know if anything changes.
And Prax heads to the bridge.
Okay, what happened to my tricorder sound?
The voice has got it.
Got TOS tricorder.
Just as a reminder, Altair, I don't think you get compensation for overtime. That's not normally how the military works.
Ah, but this is Starfleet. You get extra leave time or
Hmm.
extra rations of stuff. Wow.
I
Not
could
that I
have
would get it.
I could have swore we put an actual tricorder sound on here.
Check down at the bottom at stuff that I added.
We could just have someone whistle.
Because there's the TOS one. That's music. That's weapons.
That was pretty good.
That didn't work.
I don't think it would be in the Azure folder.
I wasn't even sure anyone heard you.
I don't think they did either.
Oh, here it is. Doy. It's labeled weird. There we go. I'll throw this toward the top so I know where it's at.
Did you use it?
Well, she's about to scan you guys.
Yeah, but I'm asking because... Okay, there it is.
Yeah.
You sent my whistle, it would have sounded like that, yep.
So she scans each of you, and she shows the results to the doctor. And I'll type the results to the doctor.
The suspense.
The lag time in these tricorders. We really need to get these fixed.
We're all clear, guys. All our vital signs and neurological patterns, they're all normal.
Must be engineering then. Let's go see if Altair's made any progress.
I'm still here, Captain.
Oh, I
I-
thought you went to engineering.
Oh no, I called. I called it and then came with to the med bay.
You really
But you
feel
see
like
me. You still see me touching my earpiece every so often, though. Like I'm waiting.
And I think you got the answer there, Chief.
Captain, level 1 diagnostic reads all normal.
What is going on this ship? We can't chalk this up to old age, can we?
he
Do we have a
looks.
science officer?
He looks at y'all like he's the
I
only
am
one
the
here
science
that
officer.
like I'm the only one over 30 here. So he feels he like kind of looks at Morganth like he's
No, you're not.
talking straight to him.
I'm 33.
Oh well, then I'm the only one.
I'm 32.
I'm the only one that's over 35 then.
Oh, I see how it is.
Like he thinks that you could only be referring to him by using the word old, and he feels insulted.
He gets in his brain, oh, rest your ego, I was talking about the ship. And it was that snotty, too.
Doctor, I would kindly not request you do not besmirch the reputation of Starfleet engineering aboard this ship. I smile when I say that, and kind of take a deep breath of relief.
Wait, I think that was the captain that said something about Starfleet and engineering. I just mentioned the age of the ship.
Yeah, that's what he's telling you he's
Oh.
insulted about.
Oh. Well. I mean,
No, it is an old ship, Doctor. It's totally fine. Though, I don't see it making singing noises. It doesn't make sense. It would make a hiss or a whistle, not a song. It wouldn't be melodic like that. Even in this class of ship.
well, I would hope not. There were lyrics to it. It sounded like somebody was singing.
Which I would think would be an audio short, but...
You might not like this, Chief, but I think maybe the best course of action would be to have you organize engineering and do a comb of all the Jeffries tubes, especially the ones on the outer hull.
Actually, I would even recommend, if we're going to do even thorough scan, a hull search. Maybe it's some sort of effect on the hull or some sort of device. But we need to be all stopped for that, for it to be safe.
We'll do that. And I'm gonna put out a little thing that says that for all the senior officers of Alpha Shift to return to their duties. And I'll head towards the bridge.
I'll head toward engineering. Actually, before I leave, I stop and look to the doctor. Who's the Klingon?
You're on mute, Doctor.
Doc-
oh wait, the
Doctor said he's going to be right back.
Oh,
I'm really hoping the Klingon or Takark isn't there for that.
Am I? Or do I?
It's
You could have left for the bridge already.
Sure.
in that case, I'll probably get an answer and then head off to engineering to organize all the hand inspection of the ship plus the hull search with EVA suits.
Cool.
Yay!
All right. So, sorry, I had to adjust a bit. All right. So we're actually going to go to scene number 4. So you guys are out of momentum.
Whose fault is that? Not mine.
Oh no, not yours. Cool. So, to Carrick, as you are walking up toward the bridge, you kind of turn a corner, and you come face to face with a Klingon warrior, and the warrior is wielding a batleth and is charging at you with it, and will make the first attack.
Okay.
Since we headed at the same time, and am I nearby?
Sorry, that's just one. No, this is separate. Okay. They're by themselves. All right, so this is melee combat. So for melee, it's an opposed check. So you're gonna roll your daring and your security as a task roll 2. So on your character sheet, you see how where it says attributes and disciplines?
Yes. Roll 20 did just crash, so it is reloading.
Oh, okay. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait a minute.
Oh.
And that's actually I accidentally had focus hit. They do not have a relevant focus, so that is just one success. If you guys were wondering.
Sorry, food had come.
The doctor went back to the mess hall. He was hungry.
Yeah, dealing with a ghost. I had to get some Raising Canes. Alright, so what did I miss? Are we all dead yet?
Nothing important.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just let me know when you're back in roll 20.
Oh yeah, no, I'm back in roll 20.
No, I meant to Carrick.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just it's loaded. It's just stuck. I hate the mobile for the app for this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So I got to restart it. So if you want to maybe jump to a scene while it's loading up.
Nope, we got to do this one first.
Oh, damn it. Oh, perfect time to crash. That's just wonderful.
You might die and we have to save you. It's what we usually do with people who join us. Or blow up the ship. That works too, Ed.
I had to blow up the ship.
I had one day with it. Sorry, I'm
You guys would have never left that ship had I not blown it up.
Well, Caleb's pissed at Kerr for that.
We tried hard to leave. It's all Grinnin's fault. Every bit of it is Grinnin's fault.
I think half the problems in this fleet is Grennin's fault. At least according to Lieutenant Pend.
Well, aren't there like 6 emotes in the Discord chat, all directed at Ben?
Pretty much.
Damn British Teleraid. And he's watching probably right now, or will watch it, and then I will get an earful.
Probably.
Hi, Pand.
Well, technically, if you guys watched on Tuesday, you could probably make fun of Pend. I won't tell you what happened, because I'll be somewhat nice to Pend, because he gives me lots of threat. But if you watch
the Pend anyway.
But if you watch Tuesday's stream, and if not, talk to this Kismet crew, you'll hear something hilarious that happened. And I think it was even mentioned somewhere in general.
Pen sleeping?
Yep, that would be it. Yep, that would be it.
Yep. Sorry, mouthful of French fries.
Man. So it's everything's loaded, but right, oh, there it goes. Never mind. It just loaded. Okay. So what am I doing now?
All right, so if you look on your character sheet, you see where it says attributes and disciplines?
Yes.
All right, so you could select what attribute and what discipline, and you could highlight it, and that selects what attributes and disciplines you're going to be using for the role.
Okay, yes.
So in the melee case, you're going to be selecting the daring attribute and the security discipline. Right, and it should be highlighted once you tap them or whatever the app does. Okay, so so immediately, I would imagine to the right. I'm not sure what the mobile app looks like, but
yeah, the task roll or the challenge dice.
So it'd be the task roll. So you would select task roll 2. The complication range is always 1 unless I say otherwise. And then you have the focused use, which if you have an applicable focus, you would either select yes or no.
Yep, hand to hand.
Yep, that would work.
So that would be 2 for complication, or
no. The complication range is always 1 unless I say otherwise. The task roll by default is 2. So just make sure that complication range is 1 and task roll is 2. And then if you have a focus, you're going to select yes on focus. And then once all that is set, you're going to hit the little Starfleet icon next to task roll, and it will roll whatever dice you have set up.
You said roll the one next to task roll?
Yeah, there's a little Starfleet icon. You're just going to tap on that icon, and it'll roll the dice for you. Just like that. Yep, just like that. So you guys are actually building to momentum on this. Okay, so now what you have to do is, since you technically beat the attacker.
Okay.
So you're going to scroll down to your weapons, and so you're probably going to be either using your unarmed strike, or if you have another melee weapon, I suppose. And you're going to be rolling the challenge. You're going to be hitting the Starfleet icon next to your weapon.
Okay. And that, yeah, it'll just be the unarmed.
Yep. So go ahead and hit the challenge dice next to the unarmed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They actually have a 3 resistance, just like you would for non-lethal attacks. So at the moment you are doing 2, but they will be knocked down.
Okay.
So then it will go to your turn.
Okay. Well, then I am going to, as I kind of block some of the hits, I'm going to try to. Do I have a way of like grabbing the batleth out of his hand, or do I just attack?
You could try, and I'll make it a opposed check as well for a melee combat.
Sure.
And if you succeed, I'll let you unarm him.
Okay. And so, do I just roll the melee then, the unarmed, or am I rolling something else?
So you have to do the task roll again.
Oh, okay. So, same thing. Daring and security, or fitness and security.
This would be daring. And then also, since you guys have momentum now, you can spend momentum, or you can spend threat, and you could increase the number of dice you roll.
Okay, it's 2 momentum to disarm,
and
or
that's
just 1.
And that's after a successful attack, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you could have actually done it that last one.
Oh. Okay.
So if you wanted to spend your 2 momentum, you could actually disarm him there.
Yeah. So okay. So I would have done that.
Okay, cool. So he is knocked down on the ground, and you knock the weapon out of his hand, and the batleth kind of falls to the side.
Can I go to grab the batleth?
Yeah, I'll make that a quick action.
Okay. So I grab the batleth and kind of hold it to his throat. Who are you?
And he doesn't answer, but he will try to attack you.
Okay.
So he's going to attempt the attack. I'm going to spend a threat here to roll 3 dice. And then you're going to essentially roll the same task roll as well.
Okay.
Yep, so this time he would actually get the hit. Because Ty goes to the attacker. So he's going to attempt to knock you down, but you're going to... He kind of just takes his leg and kind of kicks you in the leg, and you're going to take 2 stress from it. But that's it. Or actually, no, you're actually not going to take any stress.
Because he's kicking.
Because of the +2 resistance to non-lethal.
Yeah. That
Klingons have. Or that he has with the talent.
Am I able to both hit my badge as well as attack, or are those? Is that too much?
You could do it.
Okay, so I would tap it and I go, intruder alert, security to wherever I'm at, whatever hallway. I see if there's a number on the hallway, I'll call it out.
Where's my red alert? There it is.
Security to my location. That's all you gotta say.
All right, and then you could go ahead and take your action.
Yep. And so yeah, I'm gonna do the melee attack. Except I'm gonna do it with the batleth, but I'm gonna be, if possible, can I try to do it non-lethally? Like, I'm not trying to spear him, but I am trying to whack him with the blunt part on his head.
Yep.
Okay. And do I just do that as a regular unarmed roll?
It'll be the task roll again, yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, the task roll.
Yep. Ooh. You could go ahead and roll. So for the batlith, it is actually going to be whatever your security is plus 3.
So
I think.
5, 6, 7, 8.
The batlith is 3.
Yeah. So
With
five plus three.
with vicious 1. So it'll be 8 challenge dice.
All right. So I got to put in 8 challenge dice in there.
They apparently picked the wrong Starfleet vessel to board.
You said that's 8 to put in the challenge dice spot.
Yes. Because if you have 5 and then plus 3.
You rolled your task roll again.
Oh shit. Oh
It's the bottom button.
yeah. That. Or did I do
Yeah.
it wrong again?
Nope,
Oh,
that would be it.
shit.
Isn't that a damage for every effect?
It's vicious, so he just kind of hit him hard against the head. Okay, so I'll go ahead and go to the result.
Sure.
So as you kind of hit him right in the kind of square in the head, trying to knock him out, security gets there and says, "Sir, can we help you?"
Tikarek's gonna look kind of puzzled, like, you know, like having just like whacked the Klingon in the head, and she's staring at the Klingon with a batleth in her hand. What do you mean?
So as you say that to the security guards, you kind of glance at them, and you look back, and there is no Klingon, and there's no batleth in your hand either.
We have a situation. She taps her badge again. Captain,
Yes.
do you know how we heard singing?
Did you hear it again?
Do you know how we saw I saw a Romulan ship on the sensors?
I'm going to be very impressed if this is followed up by singing Romulan ships, Lieutenant.
Well, I know you were happy to see one Klingon. Well, I just saw another. And fought it. Security's here. And there's no Klingon. And the batleth that I just brought down on its face is not in my hands. In fact, I doubt there was a batleth, a Klingon, singing voices, or Romulans. But I do think there's a problem here.
Agreed. Why don't you come to the bridge?
If she looks at security and she says, Eddie's, and then makes her way to the bridge.
Hey, Ensign. Ensign Calum.
I'm not on the bridge.
He ordered all senior staff to the bridge.
All Alpha Shift people. I did
He
that
did, I didn't hear that
specifically so
part.
you would show up.
I didn't hear that out of character, so that's my bad. So yeah, I'm right there.
Ensign, did you turn off the mind control device we brought on board? Did you disable it?
Last I knew, it was off and non-functioning. I believe it's in Cargo Bay 2 right.
We all should be inoculated against it, Captain.
That was a limited exposure. That only protected us against limited exposure, not long-term exposure.
Honestly, I didn't remember that.
Commander, did you actually witness the Romulan vessel, or did you only hear about it from the lieutenant?
The Romulan vessel didn't come on the view screen, right?
No, it was just through the sensors.
I only heard what the Clark reported.
And then this will be Katark entering the bridge.
Well, at least me, the chief engineer, the chief of security, and the doctor have had hallucinations which could very quickly become detrimental to the crew. So I guess we need to look into that.
You want me to go check on the device, Captain?
We could put that on the list of things to do.
Didn't
We
we
pretty
put that in
much-
stasis, though? In Cargo Bay 2?
Nope.
It's just sitting in.
It's sitting in Cargo Bay 2, and last I checked, it was not powered.
It's also in pieces, is it not, Ensign?
I actually took it out whole.
Master Chief to Chief of Security.
I'm afraid to ask this, but as Chief of Security, I feel compelled. What device are we speaking of?
Captain, we have a Klingon ship adrift outside on the port, off the port. Just floating there.
Hold on, Doctor. Chief Altair, what did you need?
Captain, I was trying to contact the Chief of Security. Sorry, I didn't mean to get you. Do you know the status of the intruder alert?
Computer deactivate intruder alert. All clear, Doctor. Chief.
Are we sure?
No, Lieutenant, we're not. Commander, can you help me and the doctor look at this derelict Klingon vessel?
Okay.
The captain's just gonna stand over the science vessel waiting for y'all to do something because he really doesn't know what the science station does.
Doctor, do a full scan on the derelict.
All right, Doc. This is going to be reason or control plus science. Difficulty 2, assisted by the ship's sensors science.
Can I assist with like command control?
Sure, why not?
Ooh,
Because I made that difficulty 2, did I not?
can someone?
I have advisor, so he can re-roll his 1-0 because it does not say, even though I didn't
All right,
succeed
cool.
at it.
Hey, Doc. Yep. Wow. Yeah. I have to say, well, here, I'll give you. I can't give you what you guys failed, but I can give you something.
Hooray.
Succeed at
There
cost.
is, in fact, space.
No life support. Power's out. Weirdest thing is, there's not a hull breach on it.
Captain, permission to take an away team to investigate?
I want to say yes, but I feel like I guess I'll say yes, but I'm seeing things and hearing things. I don't want to be left in charge. So the captain's gonna say, that's a good idea, Commander. Why don't you do that? But
Doctor to Clark, you're with me.
hopefully there's a ship when you get back.
Yeah, hopefully there's a ship there when we beam over.
The captain.
Actually,
is
the captain wants to make sure. He asks Morganth to scan again to make sure that it's an actual metallic hull.
Yes, Captain. Okay.
You get the same results as last time.
Yeah.
Doctor, can you use a tractor beam to adjust the position of the Klingon ship maybe 3 meters to the left or to the port?
I mean, yes, Captain. I suppose I can.
That would be the actually tactical officer's job.
Yeah, that'd be to Carrick though.
Lieutenant, can you do that?
Absolutely. She types it in, and
Tractor beam was engaged on the ship.
And it actually engaged and the ship moved.
You are correct, Captain.
I guess the captain is satisfied that it is a physical object now. Well, Commander, it looks sturdy enough. Try not to get captured this time. There's a little
Sorry,
smirk.
remind me real quick, was there life support active?
There is not.
Okay, we're taking EVA suits.
Okay. The doctor is visibly uncomfortable, but he's going because it's his job.
All right, we'll bring you guys to the transporter pad.
In EV suits.
Yep.
It's not
Their
super gay,
illusion.
people. Don't tell us that.
Yeah, we beam into
Paranoid
space.
Maybe one phaser rifle for Takark wouldn't be the worst idea, because it's
I mean,
a
we all
Klingon
have
ship.
phasers still.
Yeah, it is a
We don't
Klingon
have
ship.
We don't have the momentum to spend though.
Oh, okay.
We have threat to give.
He still takes threat with like it's opportunity and escalation cost. So
Well, that's what I was saying. He can spend threat as momentum spends, yeah?
that's if he allows
Give threat. Yeah.
Because
I
if he
mean-
gets
I get threat either way, but I would just get more threat, and I would be fine with that.
See?
so I guess we're giving you 3. I think it's what? It's gonna be 3 threat for the rifle, if I remember.
3
correctly.
total.
Let me double check.
2 opportunity plus 1 escalation.
It's
Is it 1?
2 escalation. I think 1 opportunity.
Yeah, it's something like that. Let me double check though. Equipment.
so what you're saying is that for the price of a rifle, I have to shoot 3 things.
Opportunity 1, escalation 2. So yes, I would get 3 threat. And so instead of your phaser hitting at 3, you'd get a phaser rifle that is accurate and can hit at 4. I'll go ahead and just add it in to your sheet. Make it easy.
I very much appreciate that.
Especially since you're on it'd be phaser. I'll just call it phaser rifle. It's actually the phaser type 3, but it's fine. Boom. Accurate and charge. Boom. Done. Alright. So you should be able to see that now. You might have to refresh the page, but it's there. Ooh, why did all these move? Oh, I know why I moved. Doy. Cool. You guys ready to transport?
Prax gives the order to the transporter chief to energize.
I have my doctor's bag.
All right. So you guys were beamed over to the bridge of the ship, and the first thing you notice as you kind of peer through with your flashlights and the lights on your suits is that the entire bridge is covered in a layer of frost. And then you notice the crew laying about. Some have daggers embedded in their torsos. Some are slumped over their consoles, seemingly still trying to have stayed at their post.
This is very, very bad.
These people were massacred.
Doctor, check for any wounds or what the cause of the injury was. To Clark, could you see if you can't get the computer or access it and find out what happened?
Affirmative.
Okay, so Doc.
Sorry, one more thing. Lieutenant, you may have to restart the power. Obviously. Anyway, go ahead.
All right, so Doc, your thing is going to be reason or control plus medicine. Kateric, your thing to get the power back will be control and engineering difficulty 2. All right, Doc, I said yours is difficulty 1, right? You'll get a momentum out of that.
Cool.
So yeah, Doc, you notice that these injuries are actually to the hearts of the Klingons, and they are actually made with what appears to be Klingon daggers.
Commander, his Klingons were killed by other Klingons. The daggers, they're actually piercing both hearts. It's weird.
And Kateric, you failed to get the power back online.
Doctor, do you know how long ago they've been deceased?
Maybe, well, let me see. And I pull out my medical tricorder and start scanning.
I'll let you use a momentum to obtain that.
Sure, why not? Commander, they've been dead for almost a century.
Descartes, any luck getting the power restored?
Unfortunately, no. It will have to be restarted.
I tapped the comm badge. Commander Prax to Sarek.
Commander?
Captain, just from preliminary observations and scans that the crew's been dead for over a century. They were all killed by apparently Klingons.
That's
currently we're
curious.
having can't get the power restored at the moment. Would probably need an engineering team to help get it going to get more information on the computer.
Commander, can you give me more details about your surroundings?
Is artificial gravity online or offline?
Ooh, that's a good question. Probably offline. I would imagine.
There's no power to the ship.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We'll call it offline.
Captain, there's no power to the vessel at all right now. It's been in the interior of the ship's been exposed to essentially the vacuum of space in a way for a very long time. But we'll proceed to continue to look around the vessel.
Is there anything else of note that is out of place? Why would Klingons kill themselves?
Well, houses battle all the time. Could have been some. Without getting access to the computer, we don't really know as to. Accessing the logs on the computer, we currently cannot ascertain that.
I can tell you whoever did this knew what they were doing.
Does it look like an organized attack, or does it look like a free-for-all frenzy?
Do I see any blood around?
No.
And does it look like it's just the victims here? Or does it look like the attackers and the victims are all dead?
So there's no blood splattered around. But there doesn't seem to be any signs of battle. There's no weapons strewn around. There's no batlets, like things that you would typically associate with a battle are not there. There's no scorch marks on the walls. There's no pistols drawn, pistols floating.
It's almost as if a group of Klingons came in here and just ran daggers through their hearts.
Doctor, is there any secondary causes of death? Is there any other contributing factors to death?
On some of the bodies, the ones that do not have daggers, they seem to have died from lack of oxygen, like oxygen deprivation.
Well, the ones that don't have arterial trauma suffered from asphyxiation, probably when the life support went down.
Could this be Herbat?
I'm sorry,
Ritual suicide. Maybe they knew the end was coming.
Is that a thing Klingons do? I don't see the honor in it.
If you know you're going to die, why draw it out? Meet the Maker by your own hand.
Yeah, but isn't that usually when they put the ship at ramming speed?
Well, yes, but imagine if they saw a Romulan warbird. Imagine if they heard singing. Then imagine if they started fighting Klingons. Where might it lead?
It's actually a fair analysis.
Doctor?
Yes, Captain.
The lieutenant has made me think of something. There is a disease that I've heard about in old logs that can drive people insane in a way that might influence them to vent their own ship and kill themselves.
Yes,
I'm gonna pull up that disease that happened in one of the early original series where the bridge was frozen and there was layers of ice on everything. I'm gonna look that up and send that to the doctor. The name of that disease.
Okay.
It's TNG, by the way.
Yeah.
I thought it happened the first time. No, it happens the first time in the original series. Like, I swear it does.
Yeah, it happened
does.
first in TOS and then again in TNG.
Doctor, can you analyze them for signs of that illness?
As soon as I find out what illness that is. Where'd you put it?
I have sent it to your tricorder. Like I don't have the actual information on it.
Yeah, I can scan for this. Give me a second, Captain. And I do the scan for it.
You do not find it present.
Captain, there's no sign of that virus anywhere. Even in the vacuum of space, there'd still be dormant.
Can you scan
cells.
yourselves?
I mean, I can scan us again.
Humor me, please, Doctor.
Sure. I'll start with the commander, and is his paranoia justified? Clean. She's clean, Captain. To Carrick?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm scanning you. Please hold still. The lieutenant is clear as well, and myself. Which... I'm clean as well, Captain. It's almost as if some of them decided to end it violently and the others just decided to, I guess, vent the atmosphere.
And you said you had
Oh.
trouble getting that ship started?
Yes, Captain, I would recommend if you could beam over some independent power supplies and we can attempt to get our life to at least a console.
Yeah, we'll send someone over. The first thing I want is logs for all of the chief officers, and I'm gonna ask Kark to read them over with me as well to make sure, because he might know some things that I don't about the way Klingon commanders act.
She, Captain.
I'm working on it. And
All right. So what's the plan?
I'm about to contact the chief and send him over with the needed equipment.
Okay.
Master Chief,
Captain.
I need you to stay on one more shift and take a crate of power supplies and a small engineering team over to the Klingon vessel and help them get things running.
Aye, Captain. GM, at this time, I am going to spend a determination for Spirit of Discovery to add 3 momentum to the pool.
Okay.
Rolling a challenge die to see if I keep it. I do not. It is gone.
Cool. And you and the supplies are ready to transfer it over?
Yes. I'm actually going to spend one of the... Actually, I'll leave it. I'll take it over.
And Chief, you and a few engineers are beamed onto the bridge, and you see the same thing I described to them.
All right, now to find a panel. I flick out my tricorder, start scanning. Oh, right, there wouldn't be any power. All right, everyone, let's try to find somewhere to plug in this power unit into one of these consoles.
All right, Chief, I'll go ahead and let you roll control engineering difficulty 1. I'll use the equipment you brought over as an advantage to lower the difficulty.
EPS or reverse engineering? I say that because they may not use EPS on Klingon ships. So
Yeah, I don't think so, because what I have in mind, it's not either of those.
Okay, cool. It's just diff 1. Yeah, why not? Bam. Hey,
Cool.
hey.
Do you get one? All right, so Chief, you actually hook this. You actually find that you think with a little bit of juice, you could get the emergency power back online. And you connect the panels into what looks like a emergency power thing, and you were able to get the emergency power back online. So you get a little bit of glow on the bridge. And as you do that, one panel on the bridge turns on as well.
Well, that worked. I
Good
don't know what
news.
this is for. I'm just going to put that over here now.
Good job,
Is
Chief.
other people here in the bridge with me? Oh, yeah, you are. Hi. Sorry.
Yeah, we're all here.
Got a little absorbed. Yes. Yeah, that should work.
I guess I will walk over to the panel that just lit up. Is there a body on top of it?
Yeah, you're going to have to pull them off.
All right, I got to take
Sorry,
off.
can you help me remove this body?
Yeah. So she goes over there and pulls it off.
And the body just, because there's no gravity, the body just starts floating away from the panel ever slowly. And it appears to reveal a type of what looks to be an engineering panel.
So, my Klingons a bit rusty. Do you think, what is it currently displaying? And that's both an open question to GM and Katark.
Yep. Yeah, so what does she see now that it's powered up?
It looks to be a damage report. However, it's kind of badly degraded. But you do think you can clean it up.
Okay, so I relay that to him, or to her. What role would it be to clean up, or should I leave that to the engineers? I ask.
So this will be control and engineering difficulty 1. And the chief just left, so.
Okay, so control and engineering.
So we do have momentum for you. We got 4 momentum if you need it.
Spend a momentum for an extra dice.
Okay, I'll do that. So that means I put a 3 in the challenge dice?
3 in the task roll.
That's what I mean.
Yep. And I don't know if you have any relevant focuses.
No, unless sabotage works in reverse.
No. You rolled the challenge dice. Yeah, you rolled the challenge dice instead of the task roll.
Oh shit.
There we go. Well, you got it. Actually, yeah, you need to roll 1 more dice.
So should I just roll a 1 there, or should I roll the whole thing over?
No, just roll a 1. Just roll 1 dice. So task roll 1 and then roll it. I'll just take the 1. So you guys bank. So yeah, you guys bank 1 momentum. No, you're good. Cool. You know what? I'll just give you all of it. Bam.
Ooh.
Quite a bit. But I think for flavor, I want to give you all of it.
Okay. So, as I'm reading this, I'm gonna put up on. I'm gonna kind of split the panel screen and open up the video from that captain's log and show it while I finish reading the files to the other side.
All right, and the captain's log begins to play. Hit by ion storm. Systems damaged. Life support remains for only hours. Many of us are about to perform the hedge spot. May Stovercore welcome those who could not face in battle. And the log ends.
Interesting. Anything else you could pull up?
No, I did verify that the information in the captain's log appears to correspond to the situation here. We can try to pursue power to more systems, but his file is badly degraded. I could try to recover it, or we can hand it off to engineering.
Download the captain's log to your tricorder, and then we'll just head back to the ship.
Okay.
Did we get a name for this vessel?
Did we? Did I find one?
If you spend a momentum, I could give you some more information.
Sure.
Do it.
Sure.
And as for a name, there was one thing I forgot to do. So you can make it up.
The IKS puppies and butterflies.
I was somewhat hoping it was going to be the same ship that we had met at the end of the beginning of the episode. But I guess it's not.
The Yetem. Is this like a
Right.
bird of prey or a cruiser?
I gave him the
Raptor.
info. His mic
It's
is
a
muted.
D7. It's a D7.
Yeah, it's a warship.
Yeah, it's a D7. It's an old D7 class warship. These are barely used by the fleet these days. Though we did see plenty. The ones that remained did see action in the Dominion War. But this is 100 years ago. Is there anything on record for a lost Klingon ship? Maybe we should contact the Empire. And she kind of like winces when she says the word Empire.
Question. And this is only for my own curiosity as a doctor. Are they augment Klingons or normal Klingons?
Normal Klingons.
Okay. I mean, they've been here for 100 years. It's totally a valid question. Okay.
Prax taps her comm badge.
Gotta get my chirp.
Command
Here's my chirp.
Prax to Sarek.
Sarek here.
We recovered what appears to be the captain's log, and evidence shows like from it that we could pull up on the diagnostic from what we can bring back to the ship. The Klingon vessel was hit by a ion storm. They lost life support and were unable to repair, and many of them killed themselves. They performed essentially the Klingon version of ritual suicide, so that they may go to Stover Corps.
Can you get the ship restarted?
I'll have to head down to engineering, or have Altera head down to engineering and check that out and see if he can't bring her back online. But
I'll answer for the chief. The chief says it's too badly damaged.
Chief tells me that it's too badly damaged. We should probably contact the Klingon Empire and let them know that we found the Tem.
The doctor will chime in and say, "It's a graveyard, Captain. We should just leave it be."
Before I say anything, I want to double check something. Klingons don't care about dead bodies, don't they? It's like a lifeless vessel now.
Essentially, yes.
Okay.
But this is more the doctor imposing his morals on it.
Yeah, the captain's gonna chime in and say, "It's no graveyard, Doctor. It's just a bunch of lifeless Klingons."
He gets no response.
And the captain goes, "Takark, you're our resident expert on Klingon traditions. Does the Empire care?"
I don't know if I would actually be the best one to answer that. We can find out.
Okay, Commander, do what you think is necessary. And once you're back, we'll message the chief of Klingon operations at Narendra.
The doctor looks at the commander. I mean, yeah, they don't see it that way, but I mean, might as well just leave them be.
Honestly, Doctor, I think the Klingon approach would be to destroy the vessel and give them a proper farewell.
Yeah.
But we'll leave that up to the Klingon government.
Very well.
Everyone, let's head back to the ship. Katark, make sure you can download whatever data you can into the tricorder and log it.
Understood. Is there anything else that she can get off this computer besides what we understand so far?
Nope, that was pretty much it.
Okay.
You do. Takark, you do get a request on your like personal like tricorder or whatever for a souvenir batleth, like 100-year-old batleth, if you find one lying around. It's definitely not an audible question that I asked over comms. It was just like, hey, if you find an old batleth.
She like registers. I don't know how you would do it, but like registers that she's seen the message. Like okay, or like received. That's what she would put back. Received. But is there any batlets around? Or
Not that you see on the bridge.
okay. Are there any knives that are actually sticking in people?
Well, yeah, there's knives sticking in people.
Okay. I'm gonna grab one of those out, just to take with us. Not actually for the captain, but for forensics.
Okay. And it happens.
Excellent.
And of course, everyone else sees him just kind of sees her grab a dagger and just kind of pull it out.
Descartes, like puzzling look through the visor of the EVA suit.
Well, it's for. I'm sure these are all part of one house. If we have the DNA, we can identify the house, and that way the house can conduct whatever burial needs they need. It'll expedite the process.
I will yield to your judgment.
She's kind of surprised by that, and nods.
The doctor was in the middle of no doc, and just is like, that makes sense, and stops.
So at this point, I think we're going to return to the ship.
All right. Let me get my Federation transporter. And you guys are back.
Take off my helmet, and I'm like, those things are hot. A little bit. Anyway.
The captain, wondering if he's hearing the music again, is hearing the sounds of chips being eaten.
Oh shit!
I would think after we've taken off the EVA suits, Prax would return to the bridge.
Cool. Yep, we'll move everybody back to the bridge.
Hopefully, after Takarik delivers the bloody knife to the doctor, or sick bay or whatever.
Yeah, I put it in sick bay to run shortly after debriefing.
Cool. And then, okay, so where's everybody at this moment in time?
I'm in the chair.
I'm almost back to the bridge.
I'm at the helm.
Yeah,
dropping the dagger off, going to the bridge.
Okay, so Doc's not on the bridge yet. We'll say that Carrick just got back to the post along with the commander. Because so we're gonna go ahead and go to scene 6. So you guys are down to 2 momentum.
Have we ever been in a scene 6 before? It's a pretty high number.
It is.
Think he does it just to steal our momentum.
I was considering combining, but I'm like, I think this works. And I believe someone has information I gave.
Yes, you did. Captain, the ship is powered on and is turning to engage us.
Check your sensors.
Can she run a level 1 diagnostic quickly?
I'm gonna spend 2 threat to get rid of that.
I think that answers your question there, Captain.
10. So you guys are gonna take 10 unshielded damage minus what's your scale 5?
Yeah. So it's still 2 breaches.
Yep, to the weapons.
So she's
It's
gonna
another breach because there's no shields.
Yeah, so it'd be 2 breaches to the weapons.
shields up. She puts shields up.
Yep, and I got one more thing to do after that. And then it will be your turn. Alright, I could really send this to anybody, really. There.
Captain, they're hailing us.
On screen.
Alright, so on screen, you see the bridge that the away team was just on, and it looks like nothing at all happened. And the Klingon captain that was sitting in the chair with a dagger in his heart is on screen. And he says, "All enemies of the Empire will fall to our might. Today is a good day to die." And he kind of motions and the transmission is cut.
To Kark, can you send him a message saying that there are Klingons on board this vessel who serve the Empire?
I do. Well, first I put shields up, and then I send that message. But can from that scene on the viewer, was the guy that I took the weapon out of his chest, was he present?
As far as you could tell, everybody is like, there's no daggers in any of them. It looks like a normal Klingon D7 bridge with crew that's fully functioning. It looks like nothing like that was there.
And I still have the dagger, right? The ship still has the dagger.
Yes.
Okay. So did I get a message back from
There's no
saying
response.
that? Okay. Should I return fire?
I mean, do we want to scan for weakness or maneuver?
Scan for weakness first.
Yeah.
Do scan for weakness. To order.
Yeah, I can do that. So I will use my direct task to get the doctor to scan for weakness.
He is not on the bridge yet.
No,
Oh,
I was putting the dagger away for forensic study later.
There's a science officer there, so
Yes, there is.
I will then do that with the science officer.
so we're spending another support character.
Which
Yep.
is like the second one.
Third?
We'll
Second?
be
What is
fine.
it?
Let's use the Denoblian because he's got sensor operations for focus.
Okay.
Is that Grozen?
Yep.
Yep. I have it. Control science, right? And a focus.
And I get to assist with something, don't I? Or do I?
Yeah, you do.
I don't-
I think you. I think when you direct, I think you assist with your command presence, if I'm not mistaken. So it's control science difficulty 1. What'd you hit? You're assisted by the ship's sensors and security,
I don't have that one.
and they are in close range, so the difficulty is still 1. So you. And then I just need the ship. Cool. You guys are at 4 momentum at the moment, I think. Something like that.
Yeah.
Are they in close
So-
range?
Yes, they are in close.
yeah.
So but yeah, so the next attack gains 2 piercing
for
before
every
op's
effect.
next turn. No. It just that's what Scan for Weakness does.
Yeah, I know. Here. That's from the updated PDF book.
Oh, so then it didn't even. Oh, it's per? Okay.
Yep.
Weird. Cool.
So if there's no effect, there's no piercing on it.
But that's challenge dice, so it would be.
Yeah, it'd be on the damage roll.
Yeah.
So when the damage roll when they hit and they go for the damage roll, then you count the effects. And that's how much piercing you get.
That's so OP.
It is.
I don't like it. Yeah, okay. Cool. So it would pass to them unless you wanted to do some shenanigans.
Quick to action.
Yeah.
Use Tark's quick to action if they took it.
Yeah, so it'd be you guys then.
I
What
would.
do I need to do?
Nothing. Not yet. I would like to go and use my direct to order Descartes to fire. Actually, well, shit. Because we took damage to weapons, right?
Yes.
They're hailing. Sir, they're hailing.
No, that was already done.
Oh, shit.
Yes, you took 2 breaches to your weapons, which I believe is just a restore minor action to do
Yeah,
so.
it's a minor action to restore it.
Because you need 3 breaches on the weapons before they are damaged.
Okay, I'm gonna use my minor action to restore the weapon systems, and then use for the task to do the direct to order Descartes to fire on the Klingon D7. Full spread.
Okay.
And spend momentum, please. So roll 3 dice.
Okay.
Alright, so you spent a momentum?
Yeah, and we're gonna do the spread attack.
Okay.
Is it any different? How do I do that?
It's not any different for you until you hit.
Okay. So I just, what do I use then?
Control
obviously-
security.
Control. Okay.
Yep.
Oh shit! I needed that one more dice for the.
Yeah, just roll one more, and then I need the ship's weapon security.
I already rolled it, and then that's my assist there. So that's
Okay.
4 currently, and then
Okay.
one more dice from you, Descartes.
Okay.
You have a focus in weapons or something? Descartes does not have a focus in
yes, I
Starship
do.
weapons.
Okay, so
Okay,
that's
you're gonna-
3. Just need one more dice, though.
Okay. How do I roll just one dice?
You just
put
gotta-
one in
you
the
just-
test roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the numbers on the task roll are how many dice you're rolling. So if you move it to 3, 4, 5, it'll roll that number.
So okay, 4 successes.
Yep, I got 4. Cool. So it'll actually be a difficulty 3 because they're still in close range.
Right.
And then so you guys will bank 1 momentum. Now you can roll damage.
I'll go ahead and just roll for the ship for him. So I'm on the page.
4, 5. So right now you're at 5. So you ignore 2
So
for the piercing. So currently you are at 3 damage.
So we're spending 1 momentum to re-roll 2 challenge dice. Is that right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you got the bonus momentum.
Well, no, I'm using
Versatile
actually
too.
momentum. The versatile
Okay.
too. So I was just making sure it wasn't an effect. So we're
So
at
are you-
2 piercing now, 1 versatile for extra piercing. So that should be, penetration. So that's 4 piercing,
Yep.
and then extra damage for the other one.
Okay. So you're using 1 to reroll the challenge dice. You used 1 of the versatile for penetration, and you used the other 1 for extra damage.
Right.
So that'd be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I have 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 1 more for extra damage. So I got you at 7.
Yeah, 7. Yep.
Because they're skill 4.
Right.
And
And
now,
we did spread, so it's half damage.
yep. Hold on. So this is going on the engines. And then it'll be another 4 to a random system. And this one will be the breach to the structure because they are now out of shields. Cool. So they're out of shields and they took a breach to structure.
And it passes to them.
Okay. They are going to... I'll spend 3 threat here to roll 4 dice. Just got to see what exactly I'm rolling here. God damn. Okay, I'm going to spend 2 threat to get rid of that. So it'll be 2. And I'm going to spend 4 more threat. So that they get some shields back. And then it'll pass to you.
I believe it's Kark or Kalen can go at this point.
Okay. So I will fire again, and this time, can I target a system?
Yep.
Okay.
It's gonna be difficulty 4, so because they're in close range. Plus, if you're targeting a system, it's an increased difficulty by 1.
Okay, so if they're that close, it's double. It's hard, and then targeting a system is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying. Okay.
But he does have a focus in a system targeting, so It's a toss up.
Well, yeah, let's try it. Okay, so do I change anything for the difficulty there, or did you put that in?
Well, you
Uh,
need.
You need 4 successes from your dice roll. Is what that is all. When I say difficulty, is what that
Oh,
means.
that's right. That's right. That's right.
However, you do get to change your focus use to yes if you're doing that attack.
Okay.
You'll probably need to spend the 3 momentum to get 2 more dice.
Okay, so roll 4 challenge dice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't 4 challenge dice. It was
Oh,
4 task roll.
okay. Hold on.
There you go. 2, 3, 4, 5. So you get 1 momentum back. It was a hit. What system were you targeting?
I was targeting their weapon systems.
Okay. Roll damage, please.
Seven. Probably gonna put the 2 versatile to probably want to do the piercing or roll penetration. So we just ignore their.
Well,
Yeah.
because ops didn't go yet, they still get the penetration.
Oh, that's right. Yes. That's,
So it is 7 right now.
right.
So you want to just use that for damage.
And at the moment, this will be 2 breaches to their weapons.
I mean, technically, you could use it. Well, it doesn't matter to damage because it's not going to go up anymore. I was going to say you could do. Actually, do both of them to power loss. They'll remove 2 points of power from them.
Cool. Yeah.
Actually, I think I was supposed to roll 2 more challenge dice, reading scan for weakness. But oh well.
Oh yeah, it's for each bonus 20. So yeah, it really doesn't.
No, I mean the roll is not going to change the outcome. So.
Nope. Cool. So it goes back to them. Let's see. What do they have to do? They actually have to do something else. Where's my table? Damn. Yeah, I'm gonna spend 3 thread again. Buy 2 dice. Cool. And I get their engines back online. Or not their engines, their weapons back online. And pass back to you.
Well, I guess it's my go.
That or the con officer. I think it's ops and con left.
He is both of those. He is the con officer.
Oh, was that who was talking? Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna guess that the best thing to possibly do in this situation is probably evasive action.
Well, okay. So here's the thing: though, it increases the difficulty by 1 for us to hit them as well.
Yeah, I know.
We
But
could
also
ram
increases.
them.
Well, no. I was gonna say if we just move away, if we're get out of range of their cannons, then they increases the difficulty that way as well, and it's a pure momentum game at this point.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess I'll do a maneuver check. Try and get out into medium range.
Cool. Control con, difficulty 0 with your engine's con. Cool. You guys bank 3 momentum, so you're up to 4. The move was successful. And it'll go back to them. And they are going to do... They're going to do an attack pattern. Yep, that's what they did. They did an attack pattern. So then it'll be your last turn. And then it'll be them again. At the top of the order.
Can the doctor have made it to the bridge by now?
Yes. Well, this would be your move. Then yes. And then
Okay.
ops.
I am ops.
Well, because you weren't there. So this would be your move to the bridge.
Okay. And so, okay.
And then,
confused now.
yeah, and then whoever's at ops can go. And you would take ops on the next turn.
Got it. Okay.
I would just have them perform scan for weakness again.
Yep. How about that? That was Grosnin.
So it's
And then I need sensors. Yep. Okay. So you
You
guys
got it.
bank 2 again. Yep. So you guys are at full.
actually, we're at medium still range, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. So it's more difficult. So you guys only get
2.
1. Yep. So you're up to 5 momentum. Cool. So now it will be their turn. I'll spend 3 momentum or 3 threat. God damn it. You know what? I'll give him a complication because I want to fire this. They're going to fire their phaser banks at you. For 5, 6, 7. Versatile 2. What's your 5, right? So they're at 7. Before. So I'm going to use the versatile 2 to get the penetration twice. So that should be 4, 5, 6, 7. That should be 6.
Yeah.
Wait, no. I lied. No, it's 6. Yes, 6.
Yeah.
We're happy with 6. 6 to shields, and the breach will be on the engines. And it'll go back to you.
You mind if I go?
Mm-mm. Go ahead.
Because I'm gonna since I took crisis management for switched out studios for crisis management, I get a extra direct task.
Go for it.
I'm going to order Takark to do another spread attack on the Klingon vessel.
Okay. I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
And we're out.
So they did
We're
attack
out
pattern,
at
right?
medium, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and
so-
I should tell you the complication. They burned out their phaser arrays.
Okay. use a momentum for an extra dice, so you're gonna roll 3. But I don't think it's matter because there should be a difficulty 1 since they use attack pattern.
I don't think it actually lowers theirs.
Yeah, it does.
Because all attacks made by the ship reduce in difficulty, and that's all it says.
Right, but there's another part in the roll that it ups their chance to get hit. So
Where's
it's
that
like
at?
I gotta find it.
Because like I thought that's how it worked, but it's not written in the attack pattern, so that's why
I know.
That's why it's weird.
Like it's mentioned in the command book. That's the only reason why I figured. That's why I figured out because the command book they have like a focus, like attack run. Because like with evasive action, it makes them harder to hit you, but you can't. It makes it harder for you to hit them as well.
Yeah,
So
and that's the thing. It's like until I see a reprint in the book, I got to go with what the book says. Like that confused me too, because yes, it is in the command book that way. And we're like, well, attack pattern doesn't decrease the difficulty. But I don't know. Grennan might have the updated. Let me ask him.
I have the updated. It still says the same stupid thing in the updated PDF.
Yeah. See, I mean, it's so full of typos. Yeah, I think that's something the GMs will need to talk about that. But for now, I think we'll just leave it as the book says, and we'll discuss it at the next GM meeting.
Yeah, it's something I'd also heard from like Modifius said about it too, that it's supposed to do it that way, but they've just never updated the book.
Yeah, and that's a problem.
So
yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll for now let's just get through the battle. For now, we'll just keep it as the book says.
So I guess it's just difficulty 2, but you're rolling 3 dice. So 3 test dice.
Okay. And I am going to. Should I be targeting a system again? Like perhaps
No, I asked you to do spread.
Okay. Okay, so that's not.
So no focus.
Didn't need it. I think you get 1. It was difficulty. Holy shit! So you get 4 momentum out of that.
Yeah, which we actually have 2 floating.
Yes.
Because it'd be maxed out.
Yep, maxed and then 2 floating. So damage, please.
Wow.
2 floating to reroll, I think.
Yeah, using the 1 floating to reroll 4 challenge dice. That's better. Oh wait, shit. We use 1 extra, so there's actually another dice in there. It's supposed to be. That's not right. Just take the first effect.
Okay. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You still have the resistance, so this is 8 total at the moment. It doesn't matter; their shields are down.
Right. It was just for the spread effect because I want to make sure there's an extra breach for spread, and spread is half damage per effect rolled. Is that right?
So, if 1 or more effects are rolled, the attack inflicts 1 additional hit to a random system.
Right.
Has that running up. So yeah, so it's 2 systems. And then it's +1 damage for every effect rolled.
Okay, right.
But damage doesn't matter, so you get the 2 breaches. So we're going to comms.
Well, their shields are down, so that should be 3.
Hold on. 2 for the first hit. Wait, there'll be 4 total.
Oh, okay.
Because it'll be hold on, I gotta think about this. Or let me just look at it. So I think it's the shields are down.
There's 2 breaches from that. And spread is technically a secondary hit.
So it's just so we're going to option C here. If the ship had 0 shields before the attack or hazard, the attack or hazard inflicts 1 or more damage, the ship suffers a breach. So it's still just 2 breaches.
Okay.
Because yeah, you're essentially just doing straight up breaches at this point, and it's not helping you. Common sensors at the moment, or what are hit, and you still have 1 floating.
Oh, and then also the 2 versatile as well.
Yes, I think if memory serves me correctly, I think you could add like devastating attack, which I think does something else.
Yeah, it's just an additional hit to the system.
So it says roll an additional system that system suffers an additional hit, dealing half the primary attack's damage, and it costs 2.
Right.
So it would essentially I'd roll the breach table for every time you did that and see what I get. And then that would take a breach essentially.
Yeah, and then the floating one is just extra damage. Just 1 extra damage.
So you wanted to use that for versatile? Versatile.
We still have scan for weaknesses up. So for all the effects roll, that should have been 8 penetration.
Yeah, it's just it only counts damage once. So like the 8 damage didn't really matter because they're at 0 shields. So
Right.
You got the breach for them being at 0, and then you got the other breach for them being for the other attack at half damage, which caused another breach.
We did spread. So
Right. So you got 2 breaches for it. For the spread,
Right.
you got 1 for the normal attack, 1 for the spread attack.
right, and then devastating for the versatile.
Okay. Yep, that's what we got to roll. It is not helping you at all. It is spreading the damage around, apparently. Cool. So if that's it, it'll pass to them. Yay?
Well, we can't retain the initiative anymore, so
Well, I think you could spend 2 momentum to do that, if I believe.
No, I think it's 2 times max.
That was all.
yeah,
the
we
command-
actually no, we can. Yeah, we could actually retain the initiative here. Damn. Yeah,
It's just you can't go 3 times in a row.
Yeah, no, right, you're right. Yeah, I guess we'll retain the initiative here.
Yeah, so you guys are down to 4 momentum.
Remember, I am quick to action.
Yeah, that already took place.
Okay.
That takes place in the first round.
Okay.
It's up to whoever wants to go next.
If I can go, I probably would like to do an override task: fire weapons targeting engines or weapons.
What is your control and security?
12-4.
So I was. Okay, then yeah. Okay, you should do that.
Right, it will be a difficulty 4 task, however. For the override, and then 1 more for the targeting of the system.
Do you still have your determination?
Oh yeah, and I'd like to burn that for precise to a fault.
Sure.
And then I'm giving you 2 threats.
Okay.
You can use the momentum.
You're right, my bad. My bold is for con only. I'll use 2 moments.
Okay. You guys are down to 2.
That's
That'll do it. Then we just need the ship and damage. All right, so you guys
You want me to
bank
roll?
1 momentum,
Can you
and I
roll
need.
damage for the ship, Calum. Since I have the sheet up.
Yeah, go on ahead.
All right, so right now you technically have 2, but it's still a breach.
Yeah. I'd like to spend the versatile for devastating, and my main target is their weapon system.
So you roll in it, so it would be like the breach table roll. So it'd be random.
No. The main attack went for their weapons. So 1 breach is definitely on their weapons. The other one is rolled.
Oh, you wanted on their weapons? Okay.
Yeah, I had specified engines or weapons, but
All right. So you wanted weapons, okay. And then this will be the random one. Huzzah. Structure. Cool. So to go back to them, what do I want them to do? I think they have to do this. Yep, okay, your turn.
I can go. I will shoot them. What range are they at?
Still medium.
Can I use a determination on our duranium wall? As in,
If you sell me on it.
so if I don't stop them, they obviously are 100-year-old Klingons who are gonna go ransacking this side of the Federation. So it's my job to stop them, to protect, the innocent people on our borders.
I will allow it.
Okay, in that case, I want to shoot torpedoes. Would that be 5 difficulty or 4?
This would make it 5.
Then I may just shoot phasers.
Because yeah, torpedoes are long range, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. I couldn't keep track of all the buffs and debuffs we had on us. Yeah, I'll just fire phasers.
Oh wait, sorry. It's 3 currently, unless you're targeting a system. With the torpedoes, it would be 4 if you're not targeting a system.
Yeah, so I'm not targeting a system, so I'll just fire regular torpedoes at them.
Right, and I believe I get some type of threat for that. Possibly 2. 3?
2.
I
Oh
would
no,
think.
you're not doing salvo. Are you doing salvo?
Should I do salvo?
Yeah.
Then I'll do salvo.
So that's the one that gives me 3.
Yeah, that's the one that gets you 3.
Right.
And you,
But it adds. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, we get the spread effect, and it adds an extra damage dice. So, yeah, lots of breaches.
okay, then I'm gonna spend 2 more mana to get the extra dice. Also,
Okay.
You spending? Are you getting 2 dice or 1?
1.
Oh, okay,
Because
that's
he,
okay.
yeah, he cracked his
Yeah.
determination.
Right, that's right. I forgot.
Two, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Should be 6.
Yep.
So that was
So you-
only at difficulty 4, so we go up to 3.
So you guys get so the breach happens to structure twice, and then it's the random one, right, for spread.
It's it's a spread effect.
Cool.
So if one or more
So-
effect is rolled, the attack die inflicts 1 additional hit to a random system.
Yep, and there was an effect dice. So random weapons twice for the high yield.
And then I'm gonna roll for my determination. Sad face.
So, Captain, you fire the torpedoes, and the ship just kind of blows up in the wake of the torpedo hit.
Doctor scanned for survivors or escape
Sir.
pods. Wait, Klingon ships don't have escape pods, do they?
No. Definitely not.
They are all dead, Captain. Again.
Hmm.
He actually does put the again at the end of that.
I don't know if it was a good day, but they certainly died.
Well, maybe this got them to Stovacore. Guess that's the thing they want.
Second time's the charm, Doctor.
I didn't lose my eyes this time, so good day. We're just sitting here like BSing with each other while everybody's just staring dumbfounded.
Do you think we should return to Narendra, Commander? We have strange sightings that can't be accounted for medically, mechanically, or with any other known method, and we're fighting 100-year-old Klingons. I'll take any suggestions anyone has.
Stranger things have happened before.
Be happy
But I
they
think-
weren't augments.
I'm sorry I can't offer you advice, Captain. This is considerably beyond my experience.
At least we gave them an honorable death.
Yes, I suppose that matters to them.
Our battle damage is minor, Captain. We should be able to repair it while we're underway.
Can I look back through the sensor log to see if there's any sort of fluctuation or anything when the ship powered up and began to turn towards us? Like, was there a temporal distortion? Was there... So... Oh, interesting. Okay, so nothing happens on scanners, but you can, you guys don't see this, but Takarik is looking off as if somebody's standing to the side of her, and she turns as this figment leaves and asks, "Any of you see that?"
See what?
See what, Lieutenant?
The Klingon back, the one I fought. It's interesting that I only see this one.
What did he say?
He didn't say anything. He gave me a nod and a salute and disappeared.
If my, and this is Infant Calum going, if my memory of Klingon rituals is correct, the hedge bot can only truly be performed by a member of the person's family. Perhaps by violating that, instead of going to Stovokor, they went to Grethor. And in this way, they now have died honorably.
That's assuming the Klingon mythology is fact.
Did the singing we hear, was that Klingon music?
Would I have recognized it as Klingon?
You couldn't fully understand it, but perhaps with how low the tone was, it could have been.
So I did. I can't say that without metagaming it. Never mind.
And if nothing else, I think that will be the end of For Honor.
Before we close, Ensign Kalen would like to look at the lieutenant real quick. And just literally go, Lieutenant, you want some Hosperat?
Oh God.
Wait, what is Hosperat again?
It's a
pie?
Bajoran delicacy pie thing. Hesperat
Oh,
souffle.
yes. She would kind of raise an eyebrow and say, "I haven't had one for quite a while. That would be wonderful."
All right, and I think with that, that'll be the end of For Honor.